Hi guys, so I'll be showing you how to create an IntelliJ project, how to do it and how not to do it. And for those of you who feel like digging into the depths of how IntelliJ works, I'll also show you how you can change an existing project that is structured incorrectly to get it to the correct structure. It's very easy, very simple, but I'll show you if you feel like doing that. Alternatively, if you have an incorrectly structured project, you can just go and create a new project, just copy all your source files over. Should be quick and easy and no problem. Let's quickly get started. So, what I suspect many people do is, you go for the standard create a new project option. We got Java selected, don't worry about any settings over here. We click next. Leave this as it's called empty project, and then people ignore this. I figure that many people just don't see that as it's hidden at the bottom. So what usually happens is we go and say, oh, let's create a new practical, let's call it practical 6, and it's stored in that location over there. Now we go and click finish. Now let's quickly look at what's being shown here. So we've got a little blue icon, a folder and a blue icon. This blue icon means that it is a module. Okay, we can confirm that by going to new module over there, and we see that's a new Java module. Okay, and also we can have a look at, press F4, you go to project, open module settings, and we see module over there, modules, module with a blue icon. Okay, now what many people go and do is they think this is a project, this is a project itself, which is quite understandable. So then what usually happens is we go and say new module, let's go and click next, and we say task 1, and let's go and assume maybe practical 6 has 2 tasks, so we go and create another task, call that task 2. Okay, there we go. So we got our 2 tasks, but this is not correct. The reason why I'm saying that is you got a module, and then within that module you've got 2 additional modules. That's not the way a project should be set up. Although you can do that, that's not the way it's meant to be set up. Okay, so let me quickly show you the correct way to do it. Let's close this one for now. I'll get back this one in a few minutes, or in a minute or so. So let's show you how to create a correct project setup. So we go exactly the same route, project, new, next, and let's call this practical 6 and call this correct. If I can spell correctly. There we go. Now, you can go and fill in the task you want over here at the bottom, task 1. You can also change it over here, but notice it only changes these 2 fields. That's if you want to change the location where the content will be of the task will be stored. Okay, so let's just call this task 1, just for now, keep it simple. Now notice immediately that we've got our module over there, only a module. Within that we've got a source folder and our .iml folder, file, sorry. That's good, that's what we want. Now let's go and create another module. We can go and up here, file, new module, and we can go create a new module. Let's call this one task 2, but keep in mind over here we change this, but it doesn't change anything over here. So let's quickly go and pressing Ctrl Z, get that back to task 1, and let's go and change this, task 2, then change everything over there. I'm not entirely sure why changing this doesn't change that, but just always keep that in mind. So you can go this route, create a new module, call that task 2. You'll see these 2 tasks are below one another. Now let's quickly go and create a new task, but using a different method. So I'm pressing F4, that opens up the project structure, or I can go file and click on project structure. Now this is a third way. So go file, project structure, create a new module over here, little plus button, show it again, plus new module, Java, next, and let's call this one task 3. Now notice it changes everything over here. This would actually be the preferred way to add modules. The other method, you might run into some problems. As I've shown before, it doesn't change the content root and the module file location. Let's rather use this one in the future. And we go and add a new module, and as you can see, for each one of these, we've got a new source folder inside, and we are all good to go. So let's say that you've already created a project and it looks like this one. Okay, so we've got a bit of a problem. You've already created your code and you've got all your resource folders set up, but you don't want to go and create a new project and copy over your source code. You can do that. You can. It will take a little bit longer. You can do that, but there's an easier way. So let's quickly go and figure out how to do it. Okay. So first, we go into the folder which we want to go and change. Then, okay, sorry, I got a little bit distracted. Then we look at the content of this folder. Now, let's just quickly analyze the folder structure. This is a correct one. So inside here, this is the name of the project. We called it Practical 6 Correct. Inside that, we've got a single folder called Idea. Then we've got all our tasks or modules within. We've got Module 1, Module 2, and Module 3, or Task 1, 2, and 3, if you prefer that. Now, let's quickly look at basically how the module layout is, how IntelliJ reads this. Now, inside the Idea folder, you've got a folder called, or a file called Modules. Now, as you've been working with XML, you should be fairly familiar with the XML syntax. So let's quickly have a look. Just closing a couple of things, and let's quickly have a look at this. So, inside here, this should be fairly simple. XML files, they aren't complicated, but what we are interested in is we have a look at where the project directory is. Now, project directory, it's this over here. Inside that, we've got inside there we've got a new folder called Task 1. Now, for all intents and purposes, this Task 1 could be Task 1 / Task 1 1.2, and then etc. etc. But in this case, we've only got a single folder called Task 1. Okay, inside that Task 1, and because it's denoted with a module, it knows to look at the file URL to load the module information and where the module data is stored. So inside Task 1, we've got a Task 1 IML, that's this folder here, and then also the file path shows where the module content is. Exactly the same for Module 2 and Module 3. Now, this may give you a hint on how to change the incorrect project. So let's quickly have a look at that. Inside the incorrect project, we've got our Practical 6 IML. Let's quickly have a look at that for a second. So we've got our content, our source folder, that shows this folder right there, but we aren't going to be using that. Okay? What we are really interested in is getting this modules folder, or this modules file, sorry, pointing to the correct locations. So as you can see here, this should automatically imply that a module is stored in the project directory, which is this one over here, Practical 6 IML, which we see over there. This means this folder itself is a module. You can confirm that as well by looking at where the IML file is, and then within the same folder where the IML file is, you'll find a source folder. So let's quickly just get rid of that source folder. We can leave it there, but I'll just remove it for simplicity's sake, and remove the Practical 6 IML file. Now let's quickly go and remove that over here, the IML file. That's the one we want to get rid of, and we save this, and we close this. Let's just close this. No. Let's quickly go and open up this Practical 6. Oh, it's already refactored, and there we go. Pressing Alt 1 on the keyboard, that brings up this project dialog or sidebar, side menu, and there we go. That's how your project is fixed, basically. From a incorrect project, we got a module inside a module, to where you only show to where you only show two modules inside a project. You can confirm that as well. You can look at the practical 6, that's project name, and then you've got your module inside there, task 1 and task 2. Exactly the same as how the correct project structure should look. There we go. That's a project name, and that's a module 1 or task 2 and task 3. I hope this helps. If you guys have any other questions about how to use IntelliJ, any other questions about how to do whatever in IntelliJ, or small little tips and tricks that you feel you may want to know, or you feel that it will help your workflow or your performance or so on, let me know and I'll create another video. Until then, have a great day, and hope you enjoy all the practicals. Cheers, guys.